Let's cook pumpkin ravioli with sage butter sauce. I'm Bianca, and this is my series From Page to Plate, where I bring my illustrated recipes to life. Today we're cooking a cozy dish perfect for fall. To start, we'll be using the symbol of fall and the star of the show, pumpkin. Divide it into thick chunks, de-seed it, and then sprinkle it with salt and pepper, followed by a drizzle of olive oil. Cover the tray with alfoil and put them into the oven for about 45 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it's time to make the fresh pasta. I promise you, making pasta from scratch is less intimidating than you think. A great trick for figuring out serving size is 100 grams of flour per person and 1 egg per 100 grams of flour. I like to use a mix of 3/4 00 flour and 1/4 semolina flour. Make it well with the flour, add the eggs and a sprinkle of salt, and then slowly incorporate the flour into the eggs. Once it becomes too thick to use a fork, start kneading the dough. Do this until the dough becomes soft and you can see the gluten bounce back. Cover with cling wrap and leave for about 30 minutes. Once the 30 minutes has elapsed and your dough looks nice and relaxed, it's time to roll out the dough. You can use a pasta machine for this, or do it the traditional nonna way with a rolling pin. Be sure to roll it out right to the edges until it's translucent. Once the pumpkin is cooked, it's time to scoop out the flesh and mash it into a paste. This will be the filling of the ravioli. Next, add ricotta, parmigiano reggiano, salt and pepper, and freshly grated nutmeg. Be sure to taste test the filling to make sure that the seasoning is balanced. Give it a really good mix and then scoop it into a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, that's fine. You can just use a spoon for the next step. Fold your dough in half, unfold it, then cover it with a damp tea towel. Make some scores to use as a guide to see where the ravioli filling will go. Pipe a generous amount of the filling into each of the little squares, but not too much, as we want to be able to seal the edges. Lightly brush some water on the edges of the squares and then fold the dough over. Then roll a plate to section out each of the individual ravioli. This is a trick learnt from the nonnas of Italy, and it's a fail-safe method. Lightly secure the edges with your fingers and then cut with a pasta cutter. Look at that cute little pillow of goodness. Now it's time to make the sage butter sauce. This sauce is so simple to make. Simply add butter to a hot pan and swirl it until it becomes a light brown color. The little brown dots are a good sign. Next, add your sage leaves and swirl them around in the butter until they become dark green and crispy. Take the sage leaves out and put them aside. Next, cook the ravioli in some salted boiling water until they become al dente and float to the top. Add some pasta water to the butter and mix to emulsify. Add the ravioli to the pan to coat it with the sauce, and now it's time to serve. The butter sage sauce is so delicate but also packs a punch. It's the perfect accompaniment to the sweet pumpkin and ricotta filling of the ravioli. Be sure to spoon the rest of the sauce on the ravioli and top with the crispy sage leaves. I also added some toasted walnuts for a bit of crunch and to add to the fall aesthetic of this dish. Top with plenty of freshly grated parmigiano reggiano, and now it's time to eat your beautiful creation. Thanks for watching and follow me for more Italian cooking content.